Did you ever think you'd hear the words Darcie Burns-Jones and match winner in the same sentence?
Yeah, I did with Darcy. We play a lot of soccer at training. Sometimes people might think we play too much, but we got a return today in a really, really important second. Good on Darcy. He'd been pretty brave all night for us. He worked hard.
Where does that rank in terms of things? I mean, we saw you celebrate the one down in Geelong pretty big, but that one there looked even bigger.
Yeah, well, I think it's because of it's a great question you always ask at the end of a big win or some sort of win, and he goes, how big does that rank? Well, tonight it ranks enormously high, clearly, but I think we should start at the start and say Hawthorn was just better than us. We came out of the last game not flying. We had a big performance down at Geelong. We had a 9-day break, which for us sometimes is not our best preparation. And Hawthorn were just so good. And I said before the game too, when I was doing some interviews, I said I hope they stay young for a bit longer, because I really like what Sam and their team are doing, and got great respect for particularly a couple of players that are out there that we've had a lot to do with, and Jarman was their captain today. So in some way you feel a bit sorry for them, but in this sport you have to take the win, and you have to be really brave enough to challenge for a win. I think that was the key for us. We were brave enough at three-quarter time to challenge for a win. We didn't know whether we could, but we were going to have a crack.
So it's not early on with that. Do you think that was mental, I guess, from your end? I mean, Sean Bernard kind of said, he didn't feel like you came in with the right mental attitude.
No. I think that's not the right way to explain. I think sometimes, it's a bit of a letdown, a little bit of a hangover at times when you have a 9-day break. You've got to get your energy. This game's so hard to play every week at such a high level. There's no doubt about it. It can be challenging to get up, but that's not because of the last game. It's not because of this game. It's just sometimes we watch footy every week. The media just got to understand that sometimes you just can't play at your best. And that was tonight for three quarters. And then we found a ridiculous way to play an unbelievable last quarter. If you look at all the numbers in the last quarter, they were dominant. But 1 second to go, you hit the lead for the first time, might be a record.
So what changes in your message? I mean, 41 points down late in the third, 28 at three-quarter time. What changes in your messaging at three-quarter time, or what do you instruct your players to do?
Well, clearly from our end, we get a bit more aggressive because we're trying to win. We don't mind. We don't like losing, but I'd rather go swinging. And last week we experienced that from the reverse. We had a really good team coming at us. This week we were the team trying to come at them, and we had to believe that we could do it. We can score quickly. Conditions made it a bit more challenging, but willingness to hang in. That's and I honestly believe that at three-quarter time the boys thought, well, you know what, if we can get everything right, we haven't been great. Hawthorn have been super. They've managed us very well. Might just be able to, if we can just get some pressure on the scoreboard.
One of the reasons why he was still in the contest at three-quarter time was Jason Horne-Francis. He just seemed all day to be there and provide a contest and lift when you needed it.
So he's pretty special. Oh, he's a pretty good player. I mean, he's only very young, so his best is still coming. But I was glad he was out there tonight. Dan Houston, I think 3 goals from half back. They're pretty big moments. We've got to reflect on, because we end up with a 1 point margin. Yeah, 1 point margin. We have to reflect on big moments, and there were some really big individuals who had big moments, and Jace was certainly one of them. Dan was one of them. Darcy's moment at the end. Charlie, I thought, was huge when he went into the ruck for us and gave us a bit of territory back.
With Charlie going into the ruck, was that, Darcy probably had a pretty tough night against Lloyd. Was that, one of the levers you thought you'd be able to pull to be able to get yourself back in the game? Yeah, we thought Lloyd's size was going to be critical, and we knew he's been in really, really good form. He's highly rated in the competition for us as a ruckman this year, and Dante deserved his opportunity to play against him tonight. But we always thought that if size, and because of the conditions, it made size really important, and I thought Charlie's size helped us. I guess Zach was it 3 disposals in the third quarter, but then has 17 in the final quarter. Yeah, and a massive kind of quarter from him. What does that kind of say to you about the kind of player is? We all know how it is, mentally. I mean, to be able to put that, probably quiet quarter behind him with an inspiration. He doesn't give up. He doesn't give up. That's what it says about him, and I think he knows that he has really high standards. He expects to play really great footy every time he's out there. But again tonight, he learned a lesson that. You might be okay for the first bit, but you can be still great if we need you. And, he did that last week too, I thought a couple of moments. He's stepped up very well as a standing captain for Connor.
How much is Ollie's situation unsettled, I guess, the club? Not just on field, but
No, not so much off. We're not unsettled, but Ollie's dealt with this condition for a while now. It's not a it's an issue in game when it happens because you have to treat him, and to do that you have to take him out of the game. Ollie's actually well. It's not something that he can't handle. He's had it happen twice now, I think, in games. It's happened before at training, and he's really comfortable with it. He's really calm about it. He doesn't, you can imagine when something like that's going on, it can be a little bit rattling, but he's experienced it now. He knows exactly what happens, and he knows that everything's okay. And look, we expect Ollie will play next week.
So he doesn't have to go to hospital or anything? Because the last time,
we've got a great doctor looking after him, and he's looked after him very well, and he's got history with him. So Dr. Fisher's done a super job to get it under control. You know what? It was Ollie diagnosed on field. He said, my heart's out of rhythm, basically. And on field, so he came off his own accord because he knew. So that's what I mean. We're really comfortable, and he's really more importantly than anything else, Ollie's really comfortable that he knows what's going on and he knows how to treat it, and he doesn't get any more stress than he needs to with it.
Is it a sporadic thing that you just don't know when it's going to come? Sometimes it'll come and you just have to cop it when it happens?
Not being a specialist in anything like that, I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, clearly it's happened once or twice over a long period of time.
In terms of other issues, Farrell got crunched ladies. How's his shoulder?
No, it was Sin. Sin got hit bad, and we'll scan that and see how it looks. I mean, it's a pretty big hit. I'd imagine he's pretty sore, so we'll see what the scan does, and we'll deliver the news as soon as we get that result.
Any other ones? A couple of guys sore late. Any other issues?
No, I don't think so. I think that I've just spoken to the doc. The only one that we've got real concern around would be Sinny and how that looks on scan.
We don't often see key defenders being the sub. Was that in part due to the weather or anything like that? I mean, yeah, it's just talk us through that a little bit. Yeah.
No, it was based on Thatcher. Hawthorn had lots of smalls. They just did not have matchups for us. We were really comfortable that with the flexibility that bringing Thatcher on could do for us down back or in other areas of the game, which we thought radically could play different areas. We had Bergman who could play certainly 3 or 4, as you're saying tonight, he played back, wing, inside mid. We had enough flexibility in the team. We thought that bringing in a player in good form, regardless of size, was going to be okay. Now, when the weather set in, it made it a little bit more challenging, but I thought Thatch was really, really strong for us late in the game. In fact, our tall backs probably, so Lear's effort down in the back pocket, some of them efforts by our talls were really important.
Sorry, just back on Ollie. So this episode, so it settles down relatively quickly. You said
he's fine now.
So he's fine now.
He's fine now. Yeah. And I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I'm not qualified to talk around. Other than that, we know how to look after Ollie, and Ollie's comfortable.
Do you expect to pick the captain back next weekend?
Yeah, we do. But things happen. We're never sure, but we do expect him back, and it'd be nice to get him back. He was pretty grumpy with me this week, but that's okay.
I like to say that we like to talk about narratives and set up a storyline and that sort of thing. But when you get a win like this, these are sort of things that when you get to later in the season, you get to finals, you can draw on those moments where you know that you can come back when your backs are against the wall, and these develop your group for the long term. Do you think?
Yeah, we believe great belief. For us, we develop great belief from these type of wins, and that's what happens in this competition. You've got to find a way sometimes, and we've found a way in close wins. That's the first time I think for a little while that we've been behind and chased it down, which is really important for us. I think that we've been able to chase it down and come from, as you said, 40-something points down. I think that creates belief, and they were well drilled. They knew what they were doing in that last play. How it worked out was remarkable, really.
You get involved in the DVJ chant at the end with the players?
The DVJ chant, was there?
Yeah.
There's a bit of character.
Oh, was he? I would have if I could have. I would have been cheering for him too. He's a good soccer player. All good?
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.